Hey guys, welcome to the YouTube video. Today it's going to be a collections video, and this is another part of my collection a lot of y'all may not realize, and this is my machete collection. Yes, I do collect machetes, but only certain ones, and particularly older ones, or ones that have history to them. But first things first is the biggest of them all. This is a corn machete that I picked up while I was in D Queen. You see, it's a lot longer than your standard machete. I'm unsure of how old this thing is because there was no markings on it when I got it. It's very well made. It's got a nice handle on it. And it's definitely got some nice weight to it. I don't use this thing, so that's why it's not sharp. Because the ones I don't use, I actually don't sharpen because they're on display in my collection. Beautiful. Next is this one. This is one made by Bartux and Sons USA. So this is an American-made machete. I picked this up at one of my favorite pawn shops. It was terribly corroded, and I love the handle on this one in particular because I like how the handle's got this nice checkering textured into the handle, so it makes a really good grip on it. And this thing has got some nice weight to it. I would say it's probably a little bit heavier than this one. And I like how it's got a nice giant tanto blade. This is definitely one of the few American machetes that I have. That's a nice one. And next, this is a South African machete that I purchased at the same pawn shop I got this from. Beautiful. I love the overall curve of the blade. And I love the handle. It really grooves to my hand. I've used this a couple of times, but I don't use it very often, but it is sharp. Beautiful. Oh, I almost forgot. One of my friends asked me to give him a shout out, so my good friend Boston Blades, I hope you enjoy the video. His name is Boston Blades Reviews. Say it twice so you guys know. He's a good friend of mine. He just started his own YouTube channel, and he's fully dedicated to reviewing knives, bucks, and a whole bunch of other brands. He's a very good friend of mine. Y'all should go sub to him. Again, Boston Blade Reviews. He's a good friend of mine, and hopefully help his channel grow. Because I still remember when I just had 10 subs, and all of a sudden it bloomed to 900. So, y'all go check him out when you can. Anyway, back to the video. Next is my Philippines machete. I picked this up at a flea market and fully restored this. This one I definitely use the most because I like how small it is. It's got some good weight to it. It's full tang, and it's got a very good edge on it. And how I sharpen my machetes is two ways. One's this small. I use a file and a little sharpener. And on larger ones like this, I use a belt sander because they're a lot easier to sharpen that way. And again, I use this one quite a bit, especially when I'm doing annealing processes where I have to gather up a whole bunch of firewood. This is really handy to chop up pieces. So I use this one quite a bit. So there's that one. Next is my Ontario Knife Company Vietnam machete. I picked this one up at a local pawn shop for a killer steal, $12. And these are not cheap machetes. Online, these sell for $150 to $200. And this is in remarkable condition. I never use this. This is in my military collection. And it has the original handle still on it. Beautiful condition. And next is my other military machete. This is my Imperial Guard machete, if I remember right. This one was issued as well during Vietnam for the Imperial Army. I love the style. This thing just feels like a good chopper. I mean, I love the handle on this one. If this thing wasn't a collectible, I would so use this. Now, upon all of these, this one definitely has the thickest blade on it. Here's the back of this one. Here's the back of this one. This one definitely has the thickest blade among all of them. And this thing just feels like a heavy-duty chopper. I love the handle on that one. And last but not least is this one I picked up while I was in D Queen. This one's more of a parang style. And I don't use this very often because I just normally don't. And I love the design of it. And it makes a good little chopper. And I've used this a couple of times, but that's really about it. There's no name on it that I could find, but it holds a really good edge for a small machete. Alrighty, that's all my machetes I've collected over the years that I have kept. Most of the time, I don't buy machetes unless they're old or they have history to them. Or the other times I buy them is to chop them down and make them into blades. So, that's all I've got to show. Again, check out my buddy Boston Blade Reviews. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and as always, stay sharp and keep collecting.